Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome to Upstream Fly Guy. Today we're going to take a closer look at actually getting away with the traditional Euro nymphing tippet sighter connection and using something a little bit different. So for those of you that are familiar, your typical Euro nymphing leader has some sort of monofilament. I use Maxima Chameleon and usually attach it to a sighter tippet, which is bicolor. I liked that until this product came out, and I found greater success, and it allows you to keep your flies and your nymphing rig in the water more, which ultimately is just going to lead to more connections from an efficiency standpoint. And the product, it's Scaphr's Neon Wax, and the reason that this is so deadly is because you're actually going to change your tippet setup with your Euro nymphing rig. So what I was previously using, I would maybe have about 4 to 5 feet after my tippet ring of tippet material. Now I'm using about 9 feet. So I have 6 feet with the first tippet and then about another 3 feet with the second piece of tippet, and I attach it with a J-knot. And I'll show you guys here that pretty shortly. But the beauty of that is when you have 9 feet of tippet and you use this neon wax material, if I'm fishing an 8-foot pool, I'm just gonna apply this to where it's still suspended out of the water and fish it through. Let's say I move up and the next one's a riffle that runs into that pool, but it's only hitting 3, 4, 5 feet of depth. I'm not gonna have my same problem with a sighter material because I have that depth. I have the ability to adjust the depth. All I'm gonna do is just wipe off this neon wax material and I'm just gonna reapply it closer so that way it's close to where it's suspending above the water. So this allows you to adjust your rig and allow you to get to depth much more efficiently than your traditional sighter material. If I have this sighter material, it's always going to remain constant where I have to adjust the tippet. But if you use the neon wax, it's going to make that a lot easier. It's going to allow you to stay in the water more with your nymphs and ultimately allow for more connections and hookups as well. So I'm going to show you guys here how to, my personal favorite, using the J-knot, so how to attach those 2 pieces of tippets for a tag system on your Euro nymphing rig, and then also just how to easily apply this and how that's going to look for you on the water from a sighter material. So without further ado, let's jump into it. As you can see, I have 2 pieces of tippet and they're actually a pretty good distance away. I still haven't attached the tippet to tippet quite yet. So I'm going to show you here really quick what I use, which is a standard J-knot. And basically similar to triple surgeons. I know people love that. So you're going to just take your 2 lines together and loop it behind. Make a knot overhead and then run it through. Now you can see it's under. These lines are both under. So I'm going to take it up, under, and then thread it over. Pinch it, pull it through. Now I'm just doing the same thing again. Going under, pinching on top, pulling through. And last but not least, going over, and then back through. Now, my opinion, you can use a triple surgeons. It is just much less durable than the J-knot. If you do your J-knot successfully, which I did here, it's gonna look just like that. So you pretty much have a figure 8, and you're just gonna, forgive me, I'm gonna wet that a little bit. And you're just gonna pull your tags and that knot tight. You can see it's a really effective knot. Now this side here is the downward end. So I want to leave this tag on, and I'm actually going to come in here and just clip this other one. And then right after that, I'm going to show you just really what I'm doing here for this Euroline. So now you can see I have a pretty good amount of depth there, where if I wanted to, I'm going to hit a hole that's 8 feet deep. I could hit a hole that's 4 feet deep. And the beauty of it is with this neon wax material. So all I'm gonna do, take it in one hand, and I'm gonna pinch through, and you can start to see after it comes off through my finger, it's applying that orange cider material. And I usually give it a couple work through there, so that way it's good to go. And I mean, it's as simple as that. I now have this tippet that is completely covered in orange and highly visible. Now I'm moving on to the next hole, and I don't want this. Guys, look. It comes off that easily. You may have to do a stroke through or two, but as you can see, it's pretty much there we go. It's pretty much entirely off. I'm using fluorocarbon. You can see, I mean, there's a couple spots if I was gonna get really picky about it, but it just rubs off. And then all you do is you just reapply it to the different area. So this is how you take a 9-foot tippet system onto your leader rig, and you stay in the water. You keep yourself in the water, which is the most important thing. And you just reapply the neon wax material to a different area. And you make sure that you're staying in the water, you're keeping your flies in the drift, you move on to the next section, and you just reapply that neon wax to make it more effective. So thanks guys for joining us here. Don't forget to hit subscribe. Gonna have some more information around the leader formula and what that looks like leading up to this point. Thanks everyone.